Welcome to Dimension Orthotics. In this video, we'll be using the software to import an STL file and create a 3/4 rigid insole from a patient's foot scan. Once the scan is ready, we can import it into the program. In this example, we'll be using a scan of my right foot. There are many scanning methodologies used. For this one, we used a blue light scanner. Once the mesh is in position, we can place trackers. These trackers correspond to different anatomical points on the foot. The red sphere corresponds to the first metatarsal, the green the fifth metatarsal, the blue the heel center, and the yellow is the arch apex. The position of these points is important because they allow the software to determine where to sample points along the foot mesh. And they also serve as guidelines for the boundary of the insole. Once they're in the proper position, we can create the boundary. The cyan points correspond to the boundary of the 3/4 insole that will be taking place. These points can also be dragged. Once we are happy with the overall outline, we can create the initial insole surface. This insole surface can further be modified by dragging around any of the cyan boundary points. This is really useful for minor touches and as well getting rid of any irregularities or sharp edges. Let's see how the insole looks like after taking all the other items out of view. Nice. The small green spheres here correspond to the sampling points the program used to create this initial surface. If we're happy with the overall shape, now we can add some thickness to it. Typically for 3D printing applications, 2 to 3 millimeters is the standard. Depending on how brittle your material may be, you might want to go with a thicker insole. In this example, we'll be using 2. Perfect. The insole is now ready to be exported. So we will export to our document. Great. The insole has now been exported to my file location, and we can now view it using STL Viewer or any STL viewing program.